Welcome to Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again. Hello everybody, good morning and welcome back to another episode of Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again. My name is Taufik, and if you're new here, Power Monday is ERA's original podcast where we bring in the best of the best in the industry to share their journeys, the strategies that kept them through, and as well as the best practices for success. So if you want to be inspired and want to be empowered, we are here for you every Monday, 10 a.m. on ERA Singapore Spotify, as well as on YouTube at 1ERA. So today's topic, we're going to talk about mindfulness, which is something that I feel a lot of people just brush off because it's not something we come face to face every day, especially in our busy lives. So who better to speak about mindfulness than someone who I feel it's one of the most, or is not the most Zen person I know in ERA. And I also feel like he's someone that can navigate through complexities with so much grace and precision. So we are so thrilled to have him in the studio today. I'm going to leave the floor to him. So everybody, please welcome the one and only Christian. Chris, take it away.
Thank you, Taufik. Yes, all my friends. There's a reason why that when the Power Monday is being established, I have this idea about mindfulness. And I think that most of you that have attended our URWC and USWC, I did put in some of the explanations and how to be mindfulness into our camp. But to me, I think that is not good enough because mindfulness is something that we have to practice on the daily basis, right? Today is the first session, and I will not go too deep. What I will do is that I will try to bring everyone, hold on to everyone's hand, and then we try to go into this mindfulness practice step by step. I think that will be the easier way for us to go into this understanding of the real meaning of mindfulness. So firstly, do not listen to this or watch this when you are driving. That is very important, okay? And the best is that if you can listen to this podcast when you are alone, okay? And when you are not busy and your mind is not too cluttered with thoughts and issues and problems. I know it's difficult to say that because day in, day out, we have so many issues for us to handle. But try to. That's why find a comfortable space, an armchair, or even lying on the bed, and the best is put on your earplug or your headphones. That is where you can listen to my explanations and my steps clearly. So I think it's important for us to take a deep breath first. So you will breathe in and breathe out. Another breathe in and breathe out. And the last breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so to help you as a first session to ease, let's cleanse our mind. Okay, just you can close your eyes. I will do 3 times. So you just need to breathe in and breathe out as normal. Okay, so you can close your eyes. So what happened just now when you hear the ding sound is basically trying to pull your minds back, okay, from wherever your mind has been wandering. So maybe I explain this a bit to you first. What's the meaning of mindfulness, as in the word mindful? If you look at just the word itself, if you talk about fruitful, okay, we understand is that the fruitful is we have very meaningful, a lot of things happen and very happy, Colorful means a lot of colors that comes in together as a very colorful. Usually, whatever words that put into a full behind means a lot. Okay. Then how about the meaning of mindful? Okay. So does it mean that to be mindful is that you are supposed to have a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinkings in your mind, or it is the opposite? Okay. So that's why when it comes to mindfulness, it is the opposite of what usually we means a lot. Mindfulness, in fact, it's to be clear of your mind. Now, there's a difference between the mind and thoughts. Okay, so usually, as a human being, we are very used to having a lot of thoughts. Okay, now, when I say this out, I'm sure that you are talking to yourself now, because inside of you, someone is talking. So who is the person talking? They're saying that, hey, how come Chris is telling me about mindfulness? How come Chris is telling me about no thoughts? How come Chris is telling me about clutter with thoughts? That person, okay, is you. That person that is talking to you non-stop, 24 times 7, even in your sleep, is also you. Okay, so why is it such a strange situation where someone is talking to you, as in yourself is talking to yourself? Okay, like for me, it's myself talking to myself. This is how human being is like. Okay, so because of this very fundamental, the composition of human being, besides the physical body and also our mind, it unfortunately brings a lot of issues to us. Okay, so for property agent like us, we're handling a lot of cases. Okay, so we have our own issues, our family's issues, our business issues, relationship issues, but we also add on with other people's issues, which is like clients' issues. Clients, tenants not paying rent, the sellers is not happy with our marketing activities, right? So, in fact, property agents tend to have a lot of things to handle, problems especially. So when it comes to this mind, we are so used to keep thinking, whether you are driving, whether you are taking shower, whether you are eating. So that's why when I come to office and I meet our friends and teammates like you, I kind of feel like a lot of people is actually cluttered in their mind, very, very cluttered. Okay, and why is it cluttered? Of course, I just explained again. You keep thinking unknowingly, cannot control. Okay, so imagine that your computer has been running 24 times 7, non-stop, every day keep thinking and processing. What will happen to it? For sure, handphones, you will feel that you will become very hot and very warm, okay, because the CPU is running. Same thing for computer, for servers. And as a human being, if we do not have a way to cool down and relax, and in fact, not shutting down totally, but make it to a lowest thinking capacity, then for sure we will burn out. So that is also one of the reasons why I do see that property agents in the market, be it us or any other agencies, a lot of agents tend to burn out. Burn out usually is not because they are not making enough, they are not achieving. In fact, I do see a lot of achievers being burnt out. The reason they burn out is because they are too overwhelmed by their mind. Okay, they cannot cope with everything that is happening, right? So that's why we come back to the terms of mindfulness. If you can differentiate the real meaning of mind and the real meaning of thoughts, then you will understand why is it called a mindful. Again, remember that I was saying that there's somebody talking to us all the time, and that person has been disturbing, and we lost our mind. So that's why when you heard that this lost our mind, you think that you are going crazy. In fact, I do think that everybody is crazy because we tend to listen to ourselves a lot more than listen to other people's advice. Okay, and now my next question is, how much can we trust ourselves? Okay, so and then because of this issue, we make decision based on the other us, the other self that we have. Okay, we call that the ego mind. Okay, ego mind. These words appear in everywhere. Be it psychology classes, be it because I was studying in the States for minor in part of the psychology. So we talk about this a lot, and it also happened in a lot of religion. Okay, so of course we are not going to religion or spiritual. We are going to more psychological path for this. The ego self, it will be good if you can start to understand what is this true meaning of ego self, because the ego self is the one that brings us a lot of cluttered mind. Okay, so what is the ego self? Okay, so again, as today is the first session, I will break into more definitions of the words that we'll be using in the next few sessions. So that's why we go slowly for this one here. So the ego mind, to my definition of studying so much and understanding, it's the identity that we created. Okay, it's who we are. Okay, so how do we create this ego mind? It's because from the day we were born, from the day that a young baby said that this is mine, holding on to the milk bottle and do not want to let go, that is the starting of the development of the self-identity. That is also where the ego mind starts to happen. Then go to primary school, go to secondary school, go to college, then you start to work, happiness, unhappiness. Every incident that happens will develop more and more identity. So that's why today, Chris, I am who I am. Then Taufik is here. Taufik is who he is as well. Okay. In fact, we also have a cameraman, Marcus. Yeah. So Marcus is also who he is today. So we are different from our identity because we all have different experiences. Okay. So but we are all learning on a daily basis. Every day we are exploring new things, you know. So the ego mind also is trying to learn. But one thing that the ego is trying to do is that he or she is trying to protect themselves, because it is a person already. So every time when this person is being challenged, that is where your peaceful mind is lost. Okay, so put it that way. I give you an example. When you were driving, okay, and someone cut in on your right lane, very fast cut into your lane and almost hit you. So you had to jam brake, and then what will happen? You will start to scold the person, saying that, wow, why this person, cut in like that, very rude, very careless, you will cause damages, you will, is unhappy. So the person that is very angry is actually the ego self that we have inside us. Okay. And if some of us let the ego mind runs wild, the person of you may open the door, step out of the car, knock on the windscreen of the other driver, and started scolding. And what happened? The other driver also have a very strong ego mind, open the door and punch you. That something happens, right? Yeah. Okay. So that is, of course, what we hope do not want to happen, because after that you have to go to call police station, all these things here. Then one day you realize that I should not have opened the door. I should not feel angry. I should have a clearer mind. Okay, because while you were driving yourself, maybe you were thinking of transactions that you are doing, so many issues, the water leaking, the paint peeling, and all these things here, and then phone call comes in. So we are cluttered when we are driving. Okay, then what if I give you another scenario, same thing, another car also come in, almost hit you, but you're very conscious. Okay, you're very mindful that, hey, this is dangerous. Yeah, the driver is very careless. But what should I do next? So the question is, what should I do next? Should I just open the door, or should I take a breather, take a breath in, and then maybe I let the car go in first. Maybe the person is in rush. Maybe the person have urgency. Really need to go in fast. Yeah, maybe, right? So the incident of punching, going to call, all these things will never happen. So now if we talk about when our mind is very cluttered, when our mind is not processing clearly, when we cannot think clearly, that is where we make mistakes. we make mistakes in our business. Okay, sometimes customer not happy, just say that you are not doing the best for me. Then we scolded the customer. We lost the deal. Okay, I think it happens to every one of us as long as we're doing in real estate business, right? But these things will go beyond just your business. When you're so busy outside, when we go back home, okay, and your wife just asks you, how come you come back so late? Then you're already very, very busy. You said that, I'm trying to make money for the family. I'm working so hard. Can't you see that? Then your daughter, your boy start to cry. Then you give a very big slap to your daughter and say, shut up, don't cry. Sounds like a movie, right? But sometimes it do happen. It does happen, in fact, okay? That is when we cannot think clearly with a very cluttered mind. Means that we are not mindful. Okay, so for the younger friends that we have, your life experiences may not be as much yet, but these things happen as well. For people who are elderly, okay, they have more regrets now because always when they think back about their big incidents in life that happened before, they start to think that, I should not have done that. I shouldn't have talked bad about this. I shouldn't have taken that reaction. And at the end becomes regret. So that's why the mind, your mind has to be very clear. You have to be very mindful. Okay. So the meaning of mindful, back again to our definition, is mindful doesn't mean that you have a lot of things processing in your mind. Mindful is take back your mind. Means you are very clear about yourself now. You are not letting the other part of you, which is the ego self, do the thinking and do the controlling. Okay? So in fact, there are two persons. We call it the ego mind, and we also call it the higher mind. Okay? So people usually tends to be calmer, tends to do not react so fast, tend to think before they do, are the people that more elderly tend to. You may realize that. Why is it so? I just explained to you. As we age, because of mistakes that we make due to rushing in and make a decision, we regret. Okay? So a lot of people who regrets towards their later part of their life. Okay, so that's why being mindful is very, very important because being mindful, it will transform your life. If you're not just transforming your life to be better, you will transform people that deal with you, your family, your loved ones, people who have very close contact with you on a daily basis. But it goes beyond that. It goes into your workplace. It goes with your colleagues. It goes with your teammates. It goes all the way up to even going to a restaurant that you bump into a waiter, waitress that you do not know. This is a big thing now. I do not know why, but I think after COVID, the words, wellness, mindfulness, it keep popping up somewhere, somehow. Don't know whether is it because of COVID, people start to realize things that is also important, which is the well-being, not just about work, but well-being. And this is something that even for myself, I was mindful, but I didn't know that such a topic is so important until the last 1 to 2 years, especially. So that's why when I discovered this very important self, I read books, a lot of books, from psychological books to philosophy books to religious books to spiritual books. I also attended courses, and slowly I learned. Slowly I learned. And this has also helped teammates around me, okay, that you see, because I'm a leader, so we talk to agents. A lot of time when the agents come and talk to me about work, if we discuss a little bit further, it is not so much about work or the business. Usually it is something else. It is maybe relationship with spouse, family, lack of self-confidence, guilt that comes in, and a lot of sadness that brings into the business of real estate, right? So everything is related. Why is it related? Very simple. We are human beings. Everything that we are doing, it comes from us, right? So then how to be mindful? Okay? And be mindful, we have practices, okay? We have, of course, people to go for yoga, meditation, going for walking meditation, going for to religious places like temple, churches, mosques to pray. Yes. There are many ways for a person to start to become more mindful. But for me, because I have been practicing for a while, I realized that the most important about being mindful is to understand the real meaning of it, okay, and how this affect our life, okay. So let me put it this way. This morning, okay, when you are driving, okay, along the way when you're driving the car, do you notice that the shadow from the tree, from the morning sun, it casts on the road? It is like dotted of lights and dark and shadow. It is like a canvas that is like printing of tree leaves on the road. Do you notice that this morning when you are driving, you notice that the patches of road work due to potholes, okay, that the LTA did, it is so beautiful. It just reminded you of your grandmother used to do patchwork for you as a blanket. Do you notice the different drivers that is driving? Okay, some of them, they were singing, maybe to the radio. Some of them, they were talking on the phone. Some of them, they just focus in driving, especially the ladies driver, like so focused in driving. And it is like a story that is happening around you. Then for those of you who are taking the MRT, taking the bus, okay, do you notice the passengers around? What are they doing? Are they enjoying this ride? Are they reading a book that they are so deep into until they miss their next station? Are they just sleeping because they're so tired from working? Okay? And one thing that you will realize is everything around us is moving.
Yep.
Everything around us is moving. People around us, things around us is moving. If you're on the road, it's just like a river, the stream that just keep moving. Okay? And this scene is play out whether you're aware or you're not aware. It just play out by itself. Okay? This is nature, it play by itself. But I bet most of you never notice what I have just described to you. Never notice. You never notice the trees. You never notice the advertisement in the MRT. You never notice even the color of the seats that you are sitting today. Is it purple? Is it blue? Okay. You never notice a lot of things. You never notice the most funny moment in life that happen around you. You never notice things that are so interesting that is the purpose of us living, and to see and observe and enjoy. So in fact, being mindful, if you do it correctly, practice correctly, you will start to enjoy life. That is the ultimate goal that for friends and people like me that we go into this path of understanding the journey to be mindful, because we want to enjoy life. We do not want to be cluttered the whole life with just problems, busyness, work, all the bad things that happen. No, we do not want that. Okay? Because what's the reason that this morning you are not able to notice things that is happening around you? Because you are thinking. I think Taufik should be thinking about today, setting up, having a mic with me, a bit nervous. Yes. Then thinking about the last camp that we had, how was it? Are there things that is not done correctly? Thinking about future camps, where should we go to? The venue, is it good or not? How many attendees will come? So keep thinking, okay? And Taufik is very young, so nowadays he's thinking about work usually. But what if you have family? You have kids, you have wife, you have people, and you think even more.
Yeah.
Okay? That is where we start to lose our life. We lose our enjoyment in life. And enjoyment in life also boils down to our business. Our real estate business, I can say this to you, is very challenging. It's not easy at all. So whoever that, con you to become property agent, you can ask the person, but it's not easy. But I enjoy the business. Okay? So we have people who comes and goes, coming to the agency, this team, and then leave, then people come again and go. This is something that is natural, that is happening. Okay? But one thing that I want to highlight here is because a lot of people that I talk to, the reason why they want to have a change in company, a change in mentor. And I may not say 100%, but close to 90% of our friends that stuck in this situation is because he or she is stuck in life. It's not stuck in the business, but stuck in the life. If there's a chance to talk to them more, you'll realize is that there's nothing wrong with the business they're doing. There's nothing wrong with the company, nothing wrong with the mentor, but they just don't enjoy it. They just somehow find it tedious to come into work, talk to the people that they know. They just want to have a change. So that is where the dangerous part is. Because to me, when we don't enjoy life, we want a change. If you are changing things that is externally, just from the outside, and your inside never change, you are back to square one. In fact, you are adding on more stress to yourself because your internal is still the same problems that you are not mindful, especially. Okay, you are not conscious. You're in your own dream world, your expectations that is set to be like this. But then you change the outer environment, you're adding on more stress to yourself. You have to learn new things, go to new office. The habit of your new upline, your mentor is also different. You have to adapt to the person. The team culture is also very different. You try to blend in with them. I tell you, it's very stressful that you can't see. Okay? So, before you make that decision to change, it is good to look back into ourselves. What is really wrong? Okay? Are you mindful enough to be clear about the situation that you are going through, especially in the business you are doing? Okay? Actually, I must say these things here that we are very blessed to be in real estate because we deal with people. We are not a typical staff in the office that deal with a few colleagues, right? Or the most with few business partners. But for us, on a daily basis, we deal with people, clients, landlord, tenants, and for me, I deal with agents, I deal with external people, I deal with corporate, I deal with people. Every day is people dealing. And when a person is very mindful, you will be able to know and feel that, why this person make such a decision, even though it's a bad decision, okay? And if you can understand that well enough, you may think that, I think that this person make this decision, even though it's not the best, but I think it's the most suitable for this person and the situation. Then you will flow with it. You will not go against it. This, eventually, when day by day you start to practice mindfulness, okay, you will realize that your life will improve, okay, because your thoughts will be clearer, okay. That's why today's session is more about the introduction of the importance of mindfulness and the journey to it, especially to real estate business people like us, okay, that we deal with a lot of stress. But then next time, I will go into some practice that you can start doing. But of course, I would like to give you one scenario for you to think about this before our next session. If you look back into your current stage as your current situation about yourself, about your life, okay, are you someone that when you have time, then you'll start to think about the past, like things that happened before, starting from even this morning and all the way back to your childhood. Okay, you think about why your parents hit you, why you didn't do well in school, why my results aren't so great, why I party so much, why I never put in efforts into the things that I'm doing. You keep thinking about what has happened, okay? Or are you someone that have a very forward thinking? You think about your future. You think about, wow, how good is it if today I am a millionaire? How good is it today I live in the landed house and drive a big car? How good is it today I'm the CEO of a company? You keep thinking about the future, okay? What type of situation you are in now, okay? Because usually when I talk to people, they tend to be either a person that keep thinking about the past or the person that keep thinking too much about the future. Very few people think about neither the past nor the future. The person that thinks about now, current, this moment I'm talking to Taufik, I have Marcus with me here for the camera. Now, okay, can you focus in now, what is happening now, and no emotions from the past and no emotions from the future? This is something that is very, very important. In fact, this I may take a few sessions to complete explanation about this, okay? And there are books, there are courses. There's a reason why that I brought some books here, because in the future I will be quoting part of the things that I learned from all the very good books that I spend time reading, okay? In fact, I forced myself to, not forced, but just time constraint, right? So I had to take out some time in the morning and in the evening to read at least half an hour to 1 hour of the book that I'm reading. In fact, yesterday I just went to Kinokuniya. I bought 3 more books: psychology books, religious books, and self-help books, right? So read. And if you want to be faster, to be very a mindful person, read, okay? This is something very strange saying out from a person that do not like to read. Seriously, I do not like to read. All these years, I do not like to read until when some self-discovery that happens, and I realized that reading is the best method. Okay, of course, if you would like to have me to recommend you some books, you can just ask me, text me, IG me, PM me, Facebook, or in the office, just talk to me. Just ask me, what am I reading? I think it's very interesting for us to have a reading club of ERA very soon. All right, so this is something that I have for you for today, as the journey to become very mindful and introduction, and looking forward to see you again in our next session.
Wow, Chris, I think you brought an entire new meaning to be mindful of your surroundings, okay? A more deeper, vulnerable meaning. I like your analogy earlier about like our minds, like computer servers, we keep running and running. Maybe for those who are having trouble trying to break through because they keep going about their busy life over and over and over again, staying in the same spot. So for those who are starting their journey on mindfulness, do you have any words of advice or encouragement for them?
So basically, for if you're so cluttered now with your mind, okay, it's good for you to just sit down, okay. You play on some very classical piano music, quiet moment. You get a piece of paper. You just start writing down what comes into your mind, whatever, okay. Going for a holiday, okay, buying a chocolate, just write down everything here. It may be little, it may be few pages, okay. Then you go through it. then you realize that majority of the things that you have written down are not important. You shouldn't spend time thinking. But for sure, there will be a few items inside there that is very important that you will need to handle it immediately.
Yeah.
Just focus in those first. Okay? Because our CPU are built differently. Some is a better chip, some not so better chip. We need time. Okay, so write down. But manage to write it down clearly onto a piece of paper, 50% of your problem is already been solved. Yeah. So then from there, you identify which are the crucial, just maybe 1 to 2, the most important, you handle those. And if you can do this as a easier way, then you realize that you can accomplish much more things that you keep everything in your mind. Because here has capacity. Don't forget, our brain has capacity also, right? So that's why it's important for you to practice this way.
I see. Chris, that's wonderful advice. Thank you so much. So guys, remember, embrace mindfulness. Use it as a tool for personal growth and discover the profound benefits that it can bring into your life. Chris, once again, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
We shall do the last thing.
Oh, sure. You want to do that before we end?
Yes, the last one, yes.
Okay. So before we get to that, for you guys at home or in the car or wherever you guys are, thank you so much for tuning in to Power Monday. I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as we did. So if you guys would like to see more of this episode, if you guys look forward to more of this episode, please follow us on Spotify, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and leave comments about what do you think mindfulness is for you. We'll love to see the comments. So let's do it.
So to end for today, we'll just do 1. Okay.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Stay tuned for more powerful episodes. And until next time, keep pushing forward. Stay empowered as we continue to rise by raising others. And remember, your Mondays will never be blue again. It has been a pleasure. This is Taufik. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again.